that just the once in the grand final. They've opted to never show it again. It may never see the light of day. But we're ready, the fans are ready as we go ahead, drop the barriers for the opening round, and already DRX looking for potential crunch over here at A main.
A response, a little bit of utility now to try to make sure that this Vault Orb isn't being gathered. It's going to be cleared here. Still Buzz, going to be playing behind the box, pushing the point. Now, another dog out here from Stacks to check into middle. Crashies, just checking, nothing doing.
Quick little peek. No damage going to be received there. For now, just RB holding things down, and Link, a classic at hand. At this range, we'll see. What he could do is he's just going to have to back away from this position. We'll see where he decides to go. Looks like he's going to wrap around, try to maybe get himself up into heaven. In the meantime, the rest of DRX starting to wrap through the attacker's spawn. Turret going to be cleared out. Bite the check in the back hall. Swarm grenades out to try to prevent them, keep them locked on this side of the site for now.
And I love this from DRX. They rarely do this kind of thing where they go this aggressive on a flank, and it looks like they might be able to catch Crashies a little bit off guard. He's pulling back now, trying to join the rest of the team. Flash now going to indicate the presence of DRX.
For Victor, yeah, very much. Could get the same jump. You see him creeping back right now, working his way through shops. Are we going to be noted? Some looking to push up into him, but that's a classic at medium range, and will get taken down. Moore's going to be good for. He's running out of bullets. Will be able to give the Artis a death there as a parting gift. Now Victor arrives. A frenzy, though. Not going to be working too many wonders for him in this position. The push-up Crashies needs to be the hero. They're talking about him on the desk. Can he get it done? No. Zest is going to be able to take his head off. Buzz finds Finesse, and now it's just Victor. Finds one, but that's as good as it's going to get. 3 members left standing as DRX will take the opening round.
Yeah, and a big pistol win here to start the tempo and the pace for DRX. They've been struggling a little bit. I mean, granted, they had to go up against EG, and everybody's been struggling on pistols against them, but this is, kind of a point of weakness for times at them, and this year it has felt like the pistols have been a little bit slow at times for DRX, so I love this kind of ability to make sure that they're controlling the A space. They're not letting anybody get through mid. They're going to use the Stacks utility on the Sky to check for that, and then they're able to go for this full flank with a 4-man Stack to get through there. Really nicely handled. A good attempt on the counter lurk by Victor. Just wasn't able to get there in time to really have much effect.
Mako sending out a bite right off the rip. Looks like, though, for this eco, might just be B-side simulator here for the set of NRG. Flash out, push up. Mako just going to be tucked away on the side. And Crashies trying desperately to get out of the Nanoswarm. Ends up getting cut down. Mako going to be able to find a second one in RB. Moving out from the back hall, we'll find another. Mako now 1 for 3, looking to fast track that pit as quickly as he possibly can. And with the spike not planted, Victor is going to have to try to find something here. Knows that he doesn't want to be carrying this Sheriff forward into the next round. See if he can find any damage here, because so far DRX looking for that flawless anti-eco.
And 4 Bulldogs for DRX invested into this round. So if they can carry all those over, that would be absolutely phenomenal. Stacks there, gonna do a little bit of a check. Bird's not connecting, but no kind of obfuscation about where Victor is right now. Still trying to push this corner. This should be pretty darn different.
Spam out, and eventually one of the shots will connect, so Flawless does come through. DRX starting up 2-0. NRG now looking to reply as they go ahead and get some rifles into their hands. Need to make a break point for them. Just take a quick look back. I mean, Mako, he's had his ups and downs for sure, not only this season, but at this event as far as site anchoring goes. But that is the kind of thing that we have come to expect from him. That's why he has been the conversation for one of the best controllers in the world. It's been a bit fewer and further in between when we have seen those moments, but for him, at least, a bit of a hot start.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a bit more up and down for Mako this year. He's been good at times, been great at times, but sometimes he's definitely slipped and had some problems. Now, him and RB were kind of the bright spots for DRX against Paper Rex in the last matchup, having pretty good score lines on those mostly controller roles. But RB continues to be just a brilliant, flexible player, so good at side anchoring, whether it be on the Astra or the Killjoy here. He is just a wonderful, wonderful player to watch. Of course, that Neon is absolutely special, but you can see NRG now going to be lining up for an A crunch here through Art. No utility really to check this until it gets to sight.
They got Buzz in such a forward position. He knows that they're not going to be pushing out into B main. With nothing spotted over in Link, they now fully suspect that this is in fact going to be that A hit coming through. Artis up on top of the side, drifting back. A bit of damage there, dropping down into dugout, but Finesse with a great aggressive swing comes out wide, finds Mako. Pop flash through the wall, turn. Finesse still eating a little bit of that blind. Stacks can't push in past this high tide. As he tries to, Finesse cuts him down. RB gonna be able to find 2, but suddenly that leaves Buzz all on his lonesome, wrapping around from A main. Spike not yet planted, but NRG, 3 members left standing, relatively healthy. and plenty of time to try to burn down.
Difficult task here for Buzz.
30 seconds left.
See if he can get it done. They're right behind the box. Oh, they're going to get him in the back.
I mean, it's a great read. They do go for the back plant, and Buzz not quite reading that somebody's going to be over an Art, wanted to try to stop that plant from coming through. And Victor with the covering fire on the flank finds him, and NRG get there first.
I love the way that NRG plays this round. They get aggressive towards the back of site, towards Secret there in particular, because DRX was trying to buy time, trying to wait for Buzz to get to that lurk. You know, DRX had a pretty good read on this early. The other 4 members beside Buzz were pretty quick to rotate over to A, but instead of allowing DRX any comfort or space, NRG just keeps pushing, keeps taking advantage of that slight weapon advantage they have in that round. Now Buzz is going to be blast canning opping. You don't see this every day with DRX.
Definitely not. He's going for it. It's just going to be situated over there on B, and whether or not NRG expects that he's going to be going for it, hard to say. Either way, they're not looking to play into his sightlines whatsoever. Again, plenty of attention being paid over here towards mid, through the double door into the link. And now maybe even just pressuring Zest out of water all the way back over into the defender spawn. This is really good control right now for the side of NRG, but how do they maneuver this? Try to convert this into a site take. Mako pushing up, still looking to explore over towards A. Might make content if he continues to swing here against Victor, but Victor's now going to be pulling away from this position. And NRG sights may just start drifting towards B, where that op is continuing to creep up.
Yeah, you got the toxic screen over there as well. Going to be huge here for Buzz. If he can win a duel, he might be able to take control of this space. Maybe keep Victor at bay as Mako continues his aggressive lurk. But now they're shifting directions. NRG here, last minute. Looks like they're going to head in. The lockdown in response from RB. He's going to be under pressure potentially. No, they're going to have to back off.
Yeah, he just wants to fully dissuade this hit over here onto the A side, but they still have 3 members in the vicinity of Mako. Well, he might be able to get around and maybe find a pinch on a finesse. Is not in a position to really help them out here onto the B site where everybody's going to come crashing through. Stacks the first to fall, doesn't even get too much damage across, and what he did find is going to be healed up. Zest's going to find 1. And now it's Buzz out in the open, no dash. Sees the cove, doesn't suspect that there's going to be somebody in it. Either way for now, hasn't been able to see him. It's going to start to fracture, it's going to break. Spots him, and the flash timing is absolutely perfect. Some scoops the kill. A little bit of spam out from RB, but it seems like DRX making the call, saying, you know what? There's 4 of them in that site. They also have a reckoning. Even if we try to get back in, it's just not going to be worth it, so they will start to back away.
This is just like a classic finesse round. He's just so smart. He takes control of the middle of the site. He's guiding his team around, kind of sensing the presence of DRX in spots where he doesn't necessarily like what he sees. You know, of course, that lockdown there, able to get that out in a way that doesn't have a ton of impact on the round. It doesn't prevent a plant, really. It gives a little bit of space for DRX, but they're not really able to capitalize on that. And Stack's losing in the back alley in B. Puts so much pressure onto Buzz, and that flash combo there was really, really good here for the side of NRG. But just the way that NRG push and pulls the map space, takes control of mid, and then they have free reign over kind of how they want to dictate the pace of the round. So I'd like to see DRX start contesting space a little bit more when they get guns back in their hand. Now this one's a bit of an eco, so you know, it might not be the round where they try to dig a little bit deeper, but looks like they are going for a 4-stack over onto A here. Just going to leave RB over at B. He's one of the ones with the rifle. Mako has a Phantom on the other side, but they're just peeling right off of this utility coming in towards mid.
Dog not going towards RB's side. Just going to be skirting around this wall right here, giving up any information. RB, I mean, likely suspecting that they're creeping their way through. How many players, where are they positioned now? Are they going to be coming back my way? That is all completely and utterly unknown. Flash out. We'll get at least some sort of notification, some sort of confirmation. Creep up in. Mako does adjust quickly enough to manage to find 1. Artist going to be taken down with some. Responding in kind. Stacks now. Pushes out from water. Finds 1 for his trouble before getting taken out. Buzz will be able to get some with the classic. Weapons now recovered. 3 rifles versus the 2 here on the side of NRG. Find themselves here into the A site. The spike is completely under control of DRX for the time being.
This is a beautiful read here from DRX. They take control of mid by waiting him out, setting up a trap play right around the corner outside of Art. Really, really smart stuff, but FNS going to go try to get through water here. Get underneath this wall, potentially. Dangerous, of course, to go underneath there.
Not only are you already crouching, but you have to go through this wall as well. This additional slow, that obfuscation will now drop down. They can try to go for the play. He's just being stared at right now by Zest. Push coming in. Victor looking for some spam. Does manage to grab that spikes, trying to rotate out. RB swinging on the corner, doesn't manage to find the elimination, but there's only 10 seconds remaining. Victor, he knows that he's had to try to take the fight to them, win it out that way. He cannot make it happen. The DRX will be able to shut him down at the end. Still bloody, but considering what they had coming into this round, a very nicely done round for DRX.
Yeah, I just love what they're doing here, kind of playing off what happened 2 rounds ago, where there was mid-control taken. You know, you're using the Sky utility, particularly early Trailblazers from the side of NRG to kind of gain space in the mid. Makes it hard to kind of read how NRG is going to be wanting to use their utility later on to kind of dictate which site they want to go to. Instead, DRX just says, okay, we're just going to punish them. We know they're going to go mid again. We're going to set up a trap play here. They get a couple of guns. They get the spike down. They're able to lock it down. Now, NRG, maybe a little bit of a faster hit here as the blades have been popped for Artis. Judge in the back pocket.
Buzz not noticed. He was noted by Artis. Buzz just now pulling back away. Stacks as well going to be seen there. The lockdown will be coming through. No way to clear it out. Space has to be given up. Artis leading the way, continuing to dash forward. Judge in hand, wants to check that there's no one in this back hall, given that there's that tiny little corner they can tuck away in. Knows that it's clear, and now it's DRX having to try to break their way back through this one. First is going to be the Reckoning now popped. Pit as well, though, invested from Finesse.
This is going to be so difficult here. A flash check hall for the Judge up close.
Can't shoot those anymore, they're Artis. Sucked into the corner, Crash. He's in such a ratty position, waiting to strike. Mako able to find one. Victor, however, gets Buzz. Mako now falling. Crash is with that kill, tries to swing out. Stacks will shut him down. A 3v3. Judge still in the hall, but they need to try to break through. The flash not available. There's one. Cess gets the other, bringing it back to a 2v2, but time is now dwindling. Finesse, however, falling, leaving Victor all to his own devices. No nano swarms to speak of, trying to clear out of the cove. It will get broken down, and it gets them both. The 3K clutch. Victor drags him over the line to tie it up at 3-3.
Unbelievable hold here from Victor. Great play at the end. Great start here for NRG, dialing up a big-time change of pace. Buzz able to get out there just barely. Smart here by DRX to save their Reckoning, to try to go for the retake, but that extra layer of alt utility here for the side of NRG, a big difference maker with that Viper's Pit. Artis, such a nuisance in the back hall with that Judge. Have to commit 2 players just to take him out. And you know it's going to be a trade, a 1-for-1 when he's back there. DRX curious how they want to do this. I see 4 members once again of DRX lining up towards A. They're expecting an A hit here.
Well, there are going to be 3 players waiting for them on the opposite side as the pop flash does go through. A little bit of spam. Artis trying to fish for it, and he will find it. Buzz. Headshot. That might be this forward push abandoned, but no, DRX are continuing to push the issue. Trying to maintain control of main. Shot spread, another wall pushing forward. Just looking to lock them out, but at what cost? Zess will be able to go ahead and slurp up that orb, try to get closer to the next Reckoning for himself.
At least got something out of that there for that challenge by DRX. But yeah, just, again, you know, Artis kind of aware of how DRX played this. It's very reminiscent of the pistol, the way that DRX did that. Threw up the high tide, came in behind that smoke, tried to gain a little bit of space. This time, NRG waits back a little bit, doesn't send any utility in really, just spamming it down mostly. Able to find that early big kill. Now still setting up here for this attempt. Crashies has the Seekers. Once those come out behind this Trailblazer as well, you gotta read this as DRX is gonna be A.
Dash in, Mako eating the full flash, just trying to stay quiet and tucked away next to this poison orb. Does manage to come away with 1. I'm just gonna be taken down, but not in a position where you can try to upgrade the weaponry here. The Stinger still gonna be in hand now. Mako gets it taken out of his hand. Sam with 2 quick kills. Finds those eliminations, gets that plant down. RB in the meantime has been quietly pushing his way up past Flowers. Gets himself in towards Secret. Still plenty of cash in the bank. How much damage can he do? Because the turret is there to play for his contact. Now identifying Victor is over at main. Is he ready for the close angle? Yeah, manages to find 1, finds 2. RB jump peek. Sets up the turret, swings out, manages to get the headshot, and no way. Surely it's not possible. The bite to delay. Finesse. Just try to play this one out patiently. Alarm bot gonna be cleared. Tap, bite, death. Finesse playing it up beautifully. Knows the limitations. Will upgrade the Bulldog. And does manage to find the round win, but a hell of a lot closer than they might have anticipated.
Yeah, and on a lower buy there, Stingers and Spectres for DRX. That's why they're trying to challenge space early. And it almost pays off. RB here still had that Vandal in hand. Able to keep this through.
Oh, what a...
Yeah, that's pretty nasty.
Nasty follow-up shot on Mako. Happened to catch him in the head with a stray. Either way, you take that. Got them the site, it got them the plant, and eventually the win as well. You cannot understate the heroics of RB in the last round.
Yeah, this high tide, though, forcing Mako back. No contestation for that orb this time. Dog gonna get cleared, not gonna note Artis, as he's gonna tuck in to the wine corner. Artis still gonna keep pushing space here, but now a cascade from Zest in response. So now NRG digging back into this mid control, trying to see if they can reestablish, break through the formations of DRX. It's something that does give them a problem at times on their defenders' halves. If you can kind of get those early picks, they can be a little slow to respond.
Buzz is not budging, but this could end up being quite bad for him. He's starting to drift away now. Might be a little bit safer. You can see with Stacks watching over towards water, decides to actually just send out the Seekers, which one of them going to be cleared. He's looking for the other ones. Artist trying to save his teammates here. A little bit of trouble.
I suggest you move.
And they're getting spotted in the end. Now Reckoning going to be coming through, and that's as you're talking about, that reactionary pit. It comes down. Mako just sending it, drifts away from it, but so too does NRG drift away from the A site. They start making their way over towards B. RB waiting right now in the hall. Buzz now sprinting to try to get himself into a position where he can put this off to use. Swing out. Doesn't see anything. Goes against the collat! Turns away from Artis, who now falls to RB's hand. And Buzz is completely shut down this round. Finesse gone. I love the pivot, but the timing was just absolute perfection for Buzz.
10 seconds left.
Crashy's now just going to stay tucked away in link, holding on to that Vandal as best as he possibly can, and we are going to be tied up at 4-4.
I fully agree with you. I loved the way NRG played this round. I mean, it's a good Seekers here from Stacks to really confirm this mid presence, to give Buzz the ability to really rotate back and prepare for this B hit a little bit better. That kind of helps DRX get set up for this. But I thought Buzz was dead to rights when he peeked that corner. I thought he was just done. And then he gets the collat.
Here.
Unbelievable. I mean, just absolutely, what a flick there as well from Buzz. And then RB quick with the follow-up. So good reaction, good communication between RB and Buzz there. But, I mean, that's just, you know, those are the plays you're going to need here for DRX in hand. Now able to upgrade to the full armor. DRX has shifted over to that half armor strat in case you didn't watch the end of Pacific this year. And shame on you if you didn't, but...
widely adopted for sure.
More, I mean, yeah, but definitely DRX kind of halfway through Pacific decided that this may be the way right now. And with Buzz on that op, still locking down B on the other side. Pretty heavy stack here towards A. No utility on the site, though, for DRX. The Killjoy utility spread out across mid. DRX kind of worried about this, but now with the dash here, you got to know that A is going to be where the pressure is.
Now the double approach coming through Art. Robot will be there to play off of it, but RB has widely pulled back away from that position to challenge. Spike plant starts coming down. 60 HP remaining here on Sam. Mako going to the left, kind of expecting that he was going to get tucked away into the cubby, but he delayed. But as that daze comes through, the call comes in, ping comes down. Mako does manage to find that wallbang elimination to go ahead and get one off the board. Time going to be dwindling. But NRG, they have to pull back. They have to respect this lockdown. Artist trying to play as a bit of a surprise, catch somebody off guard, find some additional kills to make the retake a little bit easier for him, but it's just going to be DRX holding it down. Finesse will come away with one. Zest will fall. Victor and Finesse, however, going to be cleaned up on the back end. Crashies again. Just has to stay tucked in a corner, hold on to the Vandal. The DRX off the back of NRG's timeout will be able to find the round win.
Yeah, the reaction here from DRX is really, really strong. The utility combination there to help Mako find that wall bang, and then the immediate lockdown, the response to use the high tide to cut off the site, the Cove to come in to protect the defuse, knowing that it's a weaker buy in particular. That Cove's so strong in those situations, so really, really nicely handled there by DRX, but now NRG back up to full strength with their weapons. Couple light armors here and there. Blade Storm still in the back pocket for Buzz. No connection on that flash. Mako able to dodge it, but now DRX has shifted the Killjoy utility over towards A, trying to keep NRG in check from trying another fast hit instead. Pretty big rotate over towards B, where Buzz with that op, he's been pretty good with it here so far today. Gonna have to come up huge.
He's gonna have to find something if they want to be able to slow down this taking the side, because everybody else from DRX is currently sitting on A.
He saw Artis do this earlier. He wants to try his turn at that angle.
Finesse again, creeping in behind. Jiggle peek from Artis. Gonna swing out. Buzz is gonna drop down. He's gonna go up aggressively. Dash at the ready. Shifts in, finds one, the shot not going to connect. Takes quite a bit of damage. It will be able to back away. Kills can now come out, but it looks like Stax is simply more interested in getting control of back hall. Buzz moves up onto Heaven, clears out the dog. You should know based on the tracer where that shot came from, but Artist going to be the first one to fall. Buzz taken down, Victor finding that elimination, but Zest gets two on the back end. Stax finds Finesse, and now it's just Som standing versus 4.
30 seconds left.
Suspects there's going to be another one in Heaven. Tries to get ahead of the Flash, plays it to perfection in that regard, but then Zest gets the counter swing. Shuts him down, and DRX will get a round stretch lead of 2. 6-4, with 2 more to be played in the half.
This is, again, pretty well played here by NRG on the initial kind of idea. You've got nobody but Buzz to deal with, but barely, just barely, Buzz is able to get down there, and Zest coming in huge here. Able to find 2 big kills on that entry, and then right there to back up Stax. So the good things I'd say here for DRX today, from my eyes versus some of the other matches we've seen recently, is the teamwork seems to be good, the coordination seems to be good, and maybe more importantly, the energy seems to be good today.
The energy. I thought you would.
I didn't even do that on purpose.
I fully
this
thought
time.
that you were doing that on purpose. I say, wow. I don't necessarily disagree. I do like some of the rotations they've been going through, but you know, as you're pointing out, DRX just have been getting some decent adjustments coming through so far, but still plenty more to be played out. And again, as we've seen in the past, these teams do like to go the distance versus one another. RB tucked away, not going to be spotted by the updrafts. Artist now. Maybe look at the drop in on top of his head. Shots go in. He's looking for Mako. He will be able to take him down with the right click. RB trades one back. Kill out. Zest going to be taken down. Now the attacking lockdown comes through. They're trying to flush him out of this position. No one watching for him.
The timing.
Shot goes across. He's just trying to get anything that he possibly can before that lockdown comes through, but eventually has to pull back away. Trailblazer out. Sees one. Knives pulled. Just one remaining. But RB mows down 3 players. Dash into the corner. Buzz trying to stay safe. Finesse has now shown his hand. They know that he's in behind, and now he's all alone. Creeping around the back with a stinger. The spike not planted for him. RB looking for a 4th. Not going to be able to find it. But Buzz will be able to stabilize the spray at the very end to take him out. And now move it up by 3. 7-4. Things are starting to look dicey, but Finesse just unable to find that first kill coming through on the lurk. And then after that, the jig is up.
And RB has been absolutely outrageous. The timing he finds to scoot past the players of NRG during that lockdown, able to get to the edge of it, and it gets there undetected, allows him to stay alive, and finds a great double kill on that swing. 17-5 right now.
I was just about to point it out. You're talking about him. It's nutty, the impact that he's having at the moment.
He's been really, really good this year. I mean, RB has been playing the best Valorant we've ever seen from him, in my opinion, so far here in 2023. He's just been brilliant, not only in his individual play and his mechanics, but his ability to rotate between so many different agents is incredible.
All right, well, now for a fairly fast hit here onto the A site. Artist up and over again, the turret will be dealt with. RB trying to get himself swung in the dugout. Swing in from Artist. RB finds yet another headshot. Mako cleans up Crash. She sprays through to find Som. Oh, and that's just nasty. The pit is up, though. Finesse and Victor need to play this one to absolute perfection. Nano Swarm's already burned through. Post-plant util down to 2 bites. The dog goes on the chase. The rush comes in from Mako. Victor will shut him down a bit, but that takes so much damage. That leaves Finesse all on his lonesome. The bite coming through, but he's going to be caught with util in hand, and the bite went a little bit too deep. Diffuse comes in. It's an 8-4.5 for the side of DRX.
This is phenomenal for DRX. I mean, this is a map that they sometimes can struggle on the defender side. Attacker side is often where DRX is kind of doing a lot of the heavy lifting, at least in Pacific. Now, sometimes in International, that kind of does change here, but that spray through by Mako, great here that DRX still has Stax' utility in hand to clear that Viper's pit at the end. They still have a guiding light. They still have the Trailblazer. So they have the ability to really get through there and make sure.
We need to see a strong start, a pistol round win for NRG to get the blood flowing.
Yeah, absolutely. And I never, ever, ever count any team that FNS is calling for out. He's just too smart, too good. And again, I agree with Doug. It's just some little things that kind of went bad for NRG. There were some pretty good decisions, but yeah, DRX's retakes really, really strong. DRX's utility usage in that previous half, really efficient, really smart stuff for the most part, how they counter it. And RB is just outrageous right now.
I'm going to have to see that one in a replay, but I believe he just might have had that fully blind through the wall, just playing off of expected timing and game sense. I don't know. Either way, that's going to be an initial kill coming down. As Artis is dealt with. Buzz, however, going to be traded out on the opposite side. So the team now without their jets. Crashies on the flank, creeping up. RB seeming like he's going to be reading this one, but cannot win on the battle. Crashies, however, runs out of bullets and will be taken down. That brings it back now into a 3v3. Some on the approach, working his way through from Art. Flash going across. Mako now getting set up in mid for his post-plant util, but needs to send it pretty damn soon. Everybody's dead, and he's just going to be able to hold it. It is far too late. NRG flood back into the site. They take the pistol round that they so desperately need.
Yeah, this is just great awareness here from NRG. Victor winning a huge fight, a huge 1v1 against Buzz. A little bit of a nano swarm involved in that affair, but that kind of allows NRG to stabilize a little bit.
All right, RB.
I mean, just absolutely insane the way he's playing here so far. But then they come around the flank, and Mako isn't playing counter flank here. He's playing for the lineup that you were just talking about, Achilleos. He's going into mid to use that snake bite. Instead, it just didn't matter. They all lost at the point of attack there. So now DRX on the eco. Sheriff, a couple frenzies. As DRX really favors the frenzies. They get a ton of value out of it. As many of you have seen, RB, the internationals, a few pretty insane moments with those. Marshall, a couple Spectres, only one Bulldog here for NRG. So let's see what they can get done. As Buzz is just waiting around this corner for seeing if maybe NRG try to get aggressive.
Steady creep up, Som. Play through this one. Artis, however, holding forward, looks for that follow-up shot, has the dash away, is going to be noted. Mako in the meantime, and Buzz going to be taken out by Som. Over the opposite side of the map, that clears out that A side, and oh my god, what a swap to the classic! Artis just knocking down Zest and keeping them in this one for a potential flawless. Over the top, RB will be able to get him in the end, so not quite, but only the Marshall left on the ground. The Stingers, the Bulldog, the Spectre all saved. NRG will be able to win that anti-eco. Can they convert this next one, pick up that win and bring it to within one? That could be enough to crush DRX.
Absolutely. And Artis may be getting a little bit overconfident with the no-scopes there with the Marshall. I mean, I know it's very accurate on the no-scoping, but getting over to that classic in time to find a kill. So DRX finds a few kills here and there, but a Phantom is going to be invested for NRG. A little bit of extra cash to spare. DRX, of course, going to be on their near full buy. Start trying to cascade their way towards B. Is definitely DRX is a team that plays B simulator on this map, as you talked about earlier. This is a team that really likes to hammer home on this site, really likes to set up for post plants deep here, up by the screens. And let's see if they're going to be able to find much. Turret for contact off of Buzz. Their only response here is a little bit of utility.
It looks like just given the silence on the opposite side of the map, though, do they want to pull back off this position, or are they going to end up going to B? Buzz just drifts away for a little bit of a moment. Seems like they want to wait and see what info they get relayed from Mako and RB, who are going on an expedition through Art at the moment.
Well, there were some smokes over on the other side by doors that kind of led NRG to think this might be towards B still. So they're kind of still mostly keeping their feet planted at B, trying to lock down that area.
Oh, they're starting to work their way over towards Artis. The Phantom in hand, he can certainly do some damage now. He's getting a sense of it. Gun out, dash out. Won't be able to find any damage, but manages to keep himself alive as well to boot. Quick clear on the Trailblazer. Counter swing from Zest, a little bit too late to try to find the punish. Crashies now sending out the Hawk, but RB entering, manages to find one. Crashies though, gets himself mount, finds one, looks for a second, gets the dink, gets the follow-up spray onto the corpse. Mako now gonna be taken out as Crashies finds a third. Doug was asking for the impact, it is being found. Spike now gonna be planted, he's looking to push out of the cove, 30 HP in a dream. Crashies, surely he can't find more. Surely his job is already done. It's already good enough, and I think it just might be, because now Zest gets taken down and stacks the IGL on his lonesome, and he won't be able to find anything more. NRG will take this round for themselves. The bonus is theirs, and they now do bring it within one off the back of the heroics from Crashies.
Yeah, just beautiful stuff here from Crashies, going back and forth around that box on the A site, just causing headache for DRX. Just absolutely brilliant. I mean, the reactions here, the double dinks with that stinger, just nuts. DRX gonna be able to invest a little bit into this round since they go for the halves. I see a couple Bulldogs, Marshall, Well, it looks like they're going to drop the Marshall, just keep
Oh,
the
no.
Bulldog and a Judge here on the Buzz. You've got the Reckoning for Zest, so this might be a fast hit on the B.
Oh, it's our B as well. They want Buzz with that Judge for the entry power. Oh, he might not get the opportunity. We'll get knocked down to 73 HP. Stacks with the healing, however. Should be able to top him back up, and yeah, will do so. G, though, starting to back away, but the rotation's also starting to come in. Crashy's now making his way over towards the B site.
Well, you haven't had any contact or any other utility in any other part of the map. Now with that Reckoning in particular here, High Tide coming up to set up for this entry for DRX. Buzz going to go right for the Hall.
An additional stun out on the Fennis as well, but he's going to start creeping back forward. Goes for the spray. They know that they're playing close. Stacks gets the timing, swings in. Not many bullets left in that Phantom, though. Has to go for the reload and has to back away around the corner. The lockdown now going to be committed in. Hall broken through. Buzz unable to find any value other than a little bit of damage, a smattering of it with that Judge. Will put Crashies down to 14, but eventually NRG do have to back away. They have to respect the lockdown. They pull out. Time still dwindling, but still plenty to go. Mako, the second snake bite now going to be let loose. Nano in hand, RB sends it as well. Desperately trying to pop that one, and he will be able to make it happen before they can clear it. Head spotted. Mako taking down Artis up on top. Managing to find one. The tap, the hold starting to come through on the spike. Victor and Artis going to be cleaned up. Stacks with a third. Leaving Crashies on 14 all on his lonesome, and he just does not have the time to play through this. The Stacks will find 4, and DRX will once again separate themselves from our NRG.
And there's that quintessential deep post plant play here from DRX that they love to do. Just stagger the mollies. Keep things as difficult as possible for your opponents. It's a good entry here, a good delay on this take by DRX, kind of backpedaling just enough to wait for some of that responsive utility from the side of NRG to get into the site, get a little bit of comfort, and get the plant down. Then RB gets that lockdown in as well to really give themselves a great opportunity. Fast hit. Woo.
Just get blinded a little bit, goes for the right click, and Buzz eats some damage, goes to 25, and the flash is good. Buzz is looking for more, and he will be able to find 3. Only Zest lost, the Seekers now let loose to try to find the remaining 2 players. Finesse going to be noted nice and early here. Comes across, and oh, what is that shot? Buzz with the fadeaway. Now on for the ace on the hunt. He's looking for Victor. Buzz is out for blood. Victor's got the advantage on the peak, and he will be able to win out the fight. But from there, just has to back away. That's going to be DRX getting the double digits.
Well, this is just so scary now for NRG. The economy's very much in shambles.
It's
after
split.
that.
I mean, Sam and Artis, the 2 with some cash here, but
Yeah.
a carryover from Victor. They should be able to put something decent together, but it's still going to be not full power.
We'll just give Crashies another stinger. I
mean,
think that's a pretty good answer, it seems like. But no, man, I mean, this is just, if Buzz could start to come alive as well for DRX, you know, Mako, RB have been really solid. But if Buzz as well can really start to heat up on that Jet, he struggles a little bit on that Raze at times, as we saw in their previous matchup against Paper Rex. But on the Jet, man, you and I have seen it time and time again. This guy can absolutely destroy once he starts getting the feel for himself, once he starts getting the comfort underneath him. And look at this, down to 25 right off the rip. Now he does get the heal from Stacks throughout this, but that is just wicked
This one,
good.
that one right there, just a pixel out of place, and Finesse just trying to get that bite to go for some further delay. It ends up costing him, and that's a back-to-back 4Ks from 2 different members on the side of the DRX. Stacks the round prior, and then Buzz coming in as well to damn near double his kills that he had. And once they've now committed to going for that plant, just try to get those stuns up, try to get the cleanup there onto the site. Either way, Victor also 1 away from having that lockdown available, which could be absolutely paramount in NRG turning this around.
And the concerning part is here, you know, if you drop this round as kind of expected as NRG with the weaker purchase, and if you lose the follow-up round, then DRX is on map point and your economy is still a little bit shaky. Now they are going to carry over a fair amount of money.
Full rotate off Finesse's call.
Yes, I love this.
They got the orb, they have the lockdown, and now everybody's going to be in position. Buzz up over the top of the screen, spots one, and Sam strikes him down. Finds the kill. Sam going to be traded out. Still plenty of tools to work through, though. Crashies, you're talking about the stinger. He puts it to use. Finds Stacks. Mako going to be eliminated. Crashies gets a second. And now it's all on RB. Somehow, some way, try to defend this one versus 4 hungry members of NRG. Just now get themselves over onto the spike. Swing out. Finesse will be the one to finish the job. The timeout will work a treat. They only lose 1 for their troubles. Upgraded weapons, and NRG are right back in the driver's seat.
It's beautiful. It's exactly what I wanted to see. The fast retake, off of the contact from DRX. Just know that DRX has just been, W keying basically towards these sites. Just go for them and just get in there. The stinger, everything going NRG's way in this round. And it's because of the changeup they make during this timeout. Just really good read here onto DRX's tendencies. Now let's see what DRX is going to do in response. Now I need to see some trickery here from DRX. I need to see a little bit of attention paid towards mid. Try to push and pull the forces of NRG. Don't give them the opportunity to kind of play like they did in that last round, especially with the lockdown and some of these other ults.
Flash in on either side. Don't think anything really noted from the side of DRX as far as that flash is concerned. And Artist this time will get the better of Buzz. Takes him down, doesn't need too much damage. That's going to be DRX having to concede this space. Talking about aggression, wanting to see it. Well, NRG happy to show. Is Victor continuing the jiggle here? Back hall. Mako puts up the wall, so Victor will pull away from here. Otherwise, I thought maybe Mako in a wider position would have an opportunity to find a punish there onto the enemy KJ.
But the turret's been up here for RB, so he knows that mid is relatively free. He's going to start pushing through. There's nobody right now except that turret there to check for him. Here comes the hit from DRX. They're getting set up here. High Tide's going to come up. That's going to use that cascade as well. Victor going to respond with a quick lockdown potentially.
But not far enough in to try to find him. Spamming around, lockdown now going to be invested. Zest wants to get the plant in advance before he has to back out. He will be able to do so. Exits back out the safety. Stacks with a little bit of extra healing, can try to keep him back into this one. As the Reckoning is also going to be invested on the back end, so they really want to try to slow NRG down, stop them from being able to get presence on the site, and try to get this retake started.
Oh, look at Artis. He is way out there.
Oh, but RB now going to be noted by the Seeker. Up close. Finesse looks like he wants to try to flush him. Stack's going to be distracted by the Seeker, but still somehow wins out on Victor. Just a bit whiffy as both Killjoys going to be taken down. Tap onto the spike. Crashies looking to break this one in. Bring this back is Zest. Quick check, finds Artist, but now 24 HP. Turns from the flash, tries to get to the opposite side of the wall, but Crashies has already seen far too much. It takes him down, and it's just enough time to go ahead and get the defuse across. NRG within touching distance. 9-10, one more round to tie us up yet again.
I mean, this is just oh so close for the side of NRG. Crashies on point, doing a phenomenal job here. Able to take down Stacks, flash through, able to just see Zest in time as he's trying to cross over. Zest's not able to turn that flash. Good pop flash from the side of Crashies, really coming up big for NRG in that round. 13, 13, and 11 on the score line. Opting out for Artist. But yeah, those Seekers as well, at least giving the information that RB was still lurking there. And Artist on that long flank, even though it's dealt with by Zest.
Okay.
Makes it just a little calling, changes of ideas. One player popping off for another. It's kind of whose turn is it going to be to step up now between DRX and NRG. Artist opping on the other side of the map. DRX blades pop. They're hitting the go button on this one potentially. Cascade up front, waiting for some contact. Stack's just going to grab the orb. He's one away from those Seekers. They might go to try to now kind of contest the other side of the map. Is that Trailblazer going to be heard by RB?
Might have just been noted, but okay, Mako. Yeah, just tucking to the corner. Says, yep, there's an Artist there, and he's got an op. Poison orb going to be thrown in. They'll look the flash. They know he's not going to be playing it too far forward now, but do they continue to try to press him? Do they really risk this?
Yeah, flash to confirm that he had backed off. Now they have to use a Trailblazer as well. Kind of get the angle here. Artist gonna pop the dash. Ooh, Buzz is right on him.
One knife already thrown. There's on the Cloudburst. Updraft over the top. The flash to try to escort him out, and Artist will be able to make it to safety. Just playing around, playing wildly with these updrafts, trying to make them really second guess what position he's going to be in should they continue to approach this B site. Meanwhile, Mako, utilizing the Poison Orb, has managed to creep his way up through Link.
And RB just cleared some utility at Art, and that's sending the players of NRG over to the other side of the map.
Aware of this, but he doesn't win out the fight. Mako just crouching through, gets that kill. Will be taken down by Finesse on the opposite side. Updraft over the top, Buzz gets that kill. Crashy's good for one. RB as well now fallen. As Crashy starts to push up, working his way through Link. Flash goes through, spray comes out, not gonna be making any contact. Buzz, opposite recover that. Operator here for himself. Just gonna be holding, sharing towards Link. Seekers now let loose, going on the hunt. Noting all three remaining players from the side of NRG who need the clutches one out if they want to tie things up.
Viper's pit as well, a whiff.
They do have that. If he can get the position, it's another whip here. Buzzo does manage to make that last knife work. Jumps out around the side, puts a little bit of damage down, one tap onto Victor. NRG, they're running out of time. They need to make something happen now. Feels like it's far too late as Finesse just eats that full flash coming across. Tap onto the spike. Victor trying to get Finesse into a great spot. What a readjustment! The headshot, the follow-up! Finesse! He gets it done! NRG pull the rug out from beneath DRX. They steal away the round, and they tie it up at 10-10.
The hero play comes from maybe an unexpected place, but it's NRG's Finesse with the craziest transfer with that Phantom. Absolutely nuts to readjust back down to the pillar and get the headshot onto Stacks.
Oh my goodness.
Good God. That is nasty. Unbelievable stuff there. And that was so close there for DRX. They had him where they wanted him. Everything went well. You know, again, though, Buzz getting just a little bit whiffy at the wrong time.
Well, in we go. It's another rush play coming through. A 1-for-1 so far. Art is going to be taken down. Crashies noted, but it's just a bloodbath as both sides going to be losing out on two players. But that's now starting to creep across over towards A. For the time being, it's Sam Holmes Lonesome with the op in hand. Mako, in the meantime, splitting across, just hovering in shops, trying to see if there's any forward lurk coming through. Perhaps try to investigate the B side a little bit more, but now the pit. Finesse really wants to steer them away from A.
And the thing is, if they start making their way over there pretty quick, they might be able to cut through and get the plant down, depending on, of course, Victor. He's got all of his Killjoy utility set up over there. Nanos toward the long B side. The turret, though, to keep track of mid doors. Sam now will be taking space. Oh boy.
Can he get another of the answers? Yes, Stacks just walks right into the crosshair, and Sam jumps back through. Keeps himself nicely tucked away. RB.
30 seconds
How far does he go to try to hunt this one down? He is going to be the spike carrier. Timing a bit off, but Sam, for him, it's absolute perfection. The clock strikes and Mako falls. RB now all alone. Knows that Finesse is going to be hovering in that pit somewhere. How does he want to play this one out? Yeah,
10 seconds.
Goes for a quick check, the alarm bot. Heard by Finesse, the plant now coming down. Victor will start rotating over. RB, he's been clutch, he sees him. The shoulder for a moment at the pit will get dropped. But they should know he's gonna be secret. Maybe he could try to wrap around, get himself into flowers, but otherwise it's the back site. He's completely surrounded, and RB needs to try to find a way somehow to miraculously separate all three players of NRG and take these as 1v1s. First challenge, Sam, and he's good for it. Cuts him down, a 4K, and NRG will claim the lead.
Just crazy patient stuff here. Sam doing such a good job of reading the movements and the rotations of DRX. They try to readjust to come through short, through Art. He's ready for it. Finds the timing as Mako's trying to cross again. It's a phenomenal shot there. Sam just fully expecting the position of RB around that corner. That is going to be NRG back in the lead.
Invest down. The two Spectres. Bulldog just a vandal in the hands of Buzz. He needs to put it to good use. So he wants to keep them in this one, but Artis has got that operate on the opposite side, and he's just one away from the Blaze as well. Full flash will force out the dash, so some value going to be found here with the util usage from DRX. They're still no closer to this B site.
NRG was thinking about rotating. I could see Sam drifting in that direction, but now they're peeling off. DRX pumped the brakes just enough to give themselves enough space, get this Reckoning down. Gonna use that Trailblazer as well.
I mean, you suspect that Mako has to invest the pit here as well. The Daze does come through, stops Artis from peeking on the corner a little bit more. As the answering Reckoning now gonna be invested. Buzz, does he get away from the sun? I don't believe he does. Stacks gonna be taken down, the cove gonna be broken, the plan just now coming through, they are all revealed, and it is all a disaster for DRX. Mako now the last man standing, the pit's still here, they're spraying through the screen, trying to find him. The HP dwindling down, the bite's already burned. Haven't tapped the spike quite just yet. Crash is just healing them up as they back off, they start to advance forward. They're just completely and utterly surrounding him, and eventually they will flush him out. Crashies gets the kill, some gets the defuse, hands it off to Artis to get the blades online, and NRG will take this now to map point.
Just brilliant stuff. I mean, a good idea here by DRX to pump the brakes. They bought themselves enough space to at least get towards the site and try to get that plant down. But pretty quickly, the utility comes out from Crashies, the Seekers, the Guiding Lights to really start clearing space, pushing DRX back.
But still, it feels too late. Trying to go for the plant, not having that pit already down.
Yeah.
To make it that much more difficult to find the plant and to find Zest in that moment, it ends up coming to bite them in the rear. Because of the half armor buys and whatnot, the DRX still will be able to afford a last one, but they need to win this. They need to take it now into overtime. Because remember, this started out as an 8-4 half for them with the advantage. NRG on this defending side, though, it's just been so clean.
They've been just immaculate. Other than those 2 rounds that DRX was able to string together, it's been all NRG, just having them read like a book. Now Artis with this op.
Couple shots through the screen. They really suspect that he's going to be in this position. Oh, notes 1. Dash away. It looks like he did spot that Buzz was going to be in a forward spot. Buzz just cannot get the punish. Just bonking his head, still manages to make it out. Mako and RB will start to approach here through the link. Cutting their way down. Looks like it's going to be the B site once again. And Artis is thinking about going for this aggro swing. Shorty in hand. Shot still flying. No commit quite just yet. Cove down. The spike's starting to get planted. Victor, however, finds the opening kill. A lockdown now going to be invested. RB trying to drive them away. We'll start backing off. This one covers the entire tunnel. And then it's used from mid, so they have to pull way off the site and then try to go for the retake. But they still have the man advantage. And Artis now pops the blades. Mako a bite to try to delay, but he's not playing for a post plant. He's playing forward.
Delay might be just enough for DRX.
Back up, Mako readjusts. Here's the footsteps, sends out a shot, but now they know he's playing on the corner. He does manage to catch one. Says with covering fire, will find Artis. Cove in, the tap of the spike. Victor gets one, Crashies goes down, and suddenly it stacks. The IGL, the captain, to try to keep them alive and in this game. Finds one, finds 2, but he cannot get the third, but the time has already dwindled. Victor with a 4K cannot escape. The clutch is there for Stacks. It keeps the hopes alive a little bit more here for the fans as they bring it now 1 round away from overtime.
I mean, that delay stacking here from DRX is just enough. That molly, that Mako throws there, right underneath Evan, might have been the one. That might have been the one that bought this round win. Of course, Stacks, an absolutely just insane double kill there. We saw it earlier from FNS, the IGL for NRG. Now we see it from the IGL for DRX. You can see Stacks didn't even know after he died if he had it or not. He was not sure at all. That snake bite is deep.
Just looking to try to get that catch, that vulnerable punish across the map over towards A. Should they go for the crunch? But instead, it looks like, I mean, you're mentioning this, not a lot of attention being paid to mid.
Yes.
DRX, now it has their full attention.
It's a good time to do it. Better late than never here to try to put some pressure onto NRG. They've been really attacking the wings, the outer edges of the map here. And that flash is going to be dodged by DRX. So the check from NRG doesn't find its mark. And now DRX has some extra space, has some extra time. And this one looking to be a potential pretty fast hit off the back of this Trailblazer with Buzz leading the way.
Yeah, they're working their way through. The rotation's now going to begin. Victor, once he does arrive, will have that cutting-sided lockdown. Because we're not seeing deep takes here from the side of DRX. They're not pushing themselves forward towards Secret, towards Flowers. This time they are playing back. That lockdown can put that into such a forward spot now. Try to play this one out and end the game. Victor says, excuse me, Som. I need to get into that corner. Places it. Turns his sights back towards water to see if anyone's going on that deep flank, but as we can see, they are not at all. Fight from Finesse to try to cut them off. The hold to half. Already a fantastic start here for NRG to try to close this one out. Flash is flying, they're off the spike. Buzz not able to turn that flash, eats the full one. Mako gonna be good for one, but a flood of kills come in for both sides. But suddenly it's down to a 1v1. He knows it's held to half, he's just gonna hold it! Artis just sticks to it like glue, and RB cannot find the shot through that cloudburst. And NRG, after being DRX could not get over that final hurdle. Can today be different? Do they get that win here to extend this all the way to split for a final map?
We'll find out. It feels like we're destined for a third map with these two teams, given the history between them. But yeah, you're absolutely right. It's been tough for DRX against NRG on this map. And look at this early push out here from NRG. They're already getting in. RB gonna see the edge of him.
He's ready for it. Doesn't manage to react in time. Gets tagged down to 40, but wins out. Finds that first kill here of the map.
They have no idea.
Crashy's continuing. Oh, but just takes so much damage. Knocked to 22. And even if he had the healing, obviously wouldn't be able to use it on himself. So we'll just go ahead and rotate back. Through the link, look to reinforce alongside Victor, who's just sat here in hell.
RB had to use all of his utility to watch the back. Watch the flank.
Now Swarm out, the swing in, the stun's in, but Buzz is just trying to play around this cloud burst, but the turret finishes off RB. Crashies arriving, will find one before getting taken down. That brings us back into a man advantage now for the side of NRG. Tag low, Victor on for 3. Zest will be the fourth to fall as Victor claims them all. It's a pistol round start for NRG.
It just herded right into Victor's utility, and Victor makes the most of it. A good early push out here by NRG. Even though it doesn't pay off, even though RB is able to win the better of that trade, it still forces DRX the direction that they want them to go throughout this entire thing. And that's in towards A with all this Killjoy util waiting. You can see there, Buzz shaking his head. Not the start, and of course, DRX is looking for, and onto the eco. As somebody, or excuse me, RB here, I think grabbed a Sheriff. Indeed, he did.
Sure for him. Most firepower they have. Artist in the meantime popped up top, and I mean, it seems like Stacks is just more focused on grabbing the orb. He wants to have that Rolling Thunder as fast as possible. So just stays glued to it. Mako, however, taken down, and now in an eco without your smokes. Trying to pull this off and get a thrifty. This certainly starts seeming nigh impossible. Clear on the alarm bot to push in from Artist. Takes out RB. The Sheriff now on the ground. Zest picking up one, but then as soon as you, I mean, it's got to be cursed. As soon as you pick up the Sheriff, you end up getting taken out. Cleanup going to be coming through with a nice little no-scope. Artist will have 3 in the round. Also try to fast track towards that Blade Storm, and Victor will get the defuse to get just 2 away now from that initial lockdown. A flawless round to move up 2-0. Fantastic start for NRG.
This is just, yeah, really good stuff from them. Just reacting very well to all of this. You know, Artist up top, DRX kind of challenging to make sure they can get the orb. Trying to get anything out of this round that they can. Get the plant, get the money, get the orb out of that. And that's all she wrote. So now my eyes firmly on the Stacks here on this attacking side for DRX. You really kind of want to watch for these fault lines. Watch for the way that he's maneuvering around the map. He is oftentimes the guy, not just because he's carrying the spike, but because a lot of the utility that DRX uses to set up their hits comes from him. And you can see already a heavy stack here towards A off the back of that fault line that pushes Crashies back. A high tide going to be the response from NRG to buy time for the rotation from Artist over to A, and DRX is just kind of pumping the brakes. They're just going to wait on this a little bit, try to reassess. Now let's see if Stacks is going to try to dial up something different. I would like to see that. I'd like to see early changes of direction for DRX.
I know there's one on the right side, tucked away. Bit of a rough spot there for Mako, but Buzz counter swinging out from the left, does find one. Crashy's going to be taken down. Shot goes across, and Buzz and Stacks both so very low. They put Artist to 89. Still in a very strong position here, our NRG, especially if Artist continues to find value. Sees the hand for just a brief moment, but eats the full flash. Dash in, noted on the flank. The rush through Artist with a Sheriff in hand, finds one, some, gets another with a stinger. Buzz and Mako now taken down. It's a 3v4. The gun grabbed up. Artist says, thank you very much. Zest now rethinking about this one. Decides to back away. Or at least wait until they get into a better position. 18 seconds on the fault line, so will not come into play here on this execute.
Well, they have to go A now. There's no other choice. Let's see if they can get it done.
Dart over the top. It will get a ping through, tuck into the corner. They identify position of one. Spray through. RB finding Artist. Tom trading positions here with Zest. Gets the jump on him. Now finds himself in a 1v2. The Stinger has to go for the reload. RB trying to get ahead of it. He misses the timing, but Stacks will be able to finish him off. The DRX get themselves on the board, but at such hefty cost. 4 players left on the ground.
I mean, so a couple things in that round. First of all, you can see why Zest is kind of really valued on this Sova. That dart there gets a lot of information and allows DRX to get in there, get what they got to do, but then Sam uses it against him. he plays, kind of finds the timing to get right behind Zest there to make this almost a round for NRG. Artis has the op, but DRX is too readable. I mean, the whole way through that's A, and there's no attempt to show anything otherwise. That entire round for DRX, it makes it really easy for NRG to do a ton of damage.
Flash out from Crashies, just scouting in a sewer, nothing going to be noted there. Very much same setup here from DRX, just pumping the brakes, getting tucked away into these cubbies. The Trailblazer to lead, Artis on the peak. Do they know? This time there's that Opera on the opposite side. They should suspect it just given the cash flow that he had. And oh, what an aggressive peek out from Buzz. Puts some damage down, doesn't find the punish, however. Crashies will just look to go ahead and heal up those wounds.
But already, NRG sensing a change of direction here from DRX. A high tide to come out.
Here.
RB still tucked in right next to the doors on the other side of Garage. And it looks like it is going to be the B hit, the fault line to lead the way. The recon dart, but Sam is ready for the dash.
Buzz trying to get the jump on him before that smoke bloomed, but then Sam just uses it against them. Zest now deep lurk, waiting to try to get this catch, because NRG should be very well aware that this is going to be this pulled back position that DRX want to play in. Stacks finding one before falling, Victor trades the other. Lockdown is available, and Zest gets outdone. Crashies gets the jump on him. Strikes him down, push out, RB finds the headshot. 3 members left to deal with though.
You should run.
As they start working their way out of window. The full flash connects, Mako good for one. Have they called it Crashies on the flank? He's just trying to get him off of this spike, but can't make it happen. Crashies just outflanks them, finds 3 in the round. His NRG will do very much the same on the scoreboard.
Crashies continues to be amazing today. And this is just a great read from NRG, knowing that when DRX likes to plant B, you know, they kind of read this once again. It's the fault line into the recon dart and the flash. Again, you really watch these fault lines. This is a big, I think, weakness of Stacks as not just an IGL, but a player that he leads so much with that utility. It makes it really easy to predict what they're going to do. And then NRG's done their homework on DRX. They know that they love to sit back towards spawn, outside of window, with those lineups, whether it be Zest or RB in particular. They like to hang out back there on those B hits.
Oh,
Artis.
what a quick shot.
Whew.
Artis reading the setup, knows that he wants to get tucked away and manages to nail the nasty flick and a follow-up shot. Stacks gone. The classic drawn out. Artis not quite firing it, but I think it's all right. You've done a good job, son. You can take a breather now. Crashies finds Mako to keep them in the nice little lead. Up in the hands here of Zest, just trying to use this against them. Perhaps just hold on to it for dear life. RB will find one with the Sheriff, but now Zest says, all right, I guess I got to grab a stinger. Cut across, and we'll be able to find the Bulldog. But from here, what do you do?
Well, he's got the spike and he's got space, so he can rotate off of this, find a place to plant, even on the other side of the map with Victor already all the way over here onto A. Right now, that Killjoy utility won't be activated initially. Still a couple of nanos there onto the site itself, though. Of course, though, Zest has to take his time. He has no information about what's going on behind him, but still some utility to work with. Still hope here, honestly, for Zest. A couple Bulldogs and a Vandal. I mean, there are some ults, but you wouldn't think that NRG will invest them.
It'd be a hell of a way to get yourself on the board as he finds himself 0-4 for the moment. To grab 3 here in this round. Spots the turret, knows that the Killjoy at the very least is not in range. Nano destroyed, and that will be the alarm bell that they needed. Gets cleared out, another one popped just in case he is in that plant position. Zest, where does he decide the position? Looks like he's just going to keep himself forward. He wants to try to challenge, but does he realize that all 3 are rotating? Seems like now he might be getting a sense of it, hearing some of those footsteps. This is the spot where they can start separating, get themselves split up, and try to approach here from different directions, but it's all 3. Straight up. The hold.
They're not faking?
No, they are not. The Cove is there for protection as well. Zest able to find the plant, but nothing else on the back end. NRG now moving up 4-1.
Yeah, I mean, with these coves, this is 2 rounds in a row where it makes it pretty difficult for DRX on these post plants. You know, they're expecting typically to be able to use utility to clear them, but Zest doesn't opt to go for any of his shock darts. He still had 2 in the bag, but instead just tried to push through there.
Begin with this round. So it's been nothing but struggle street for them here on this attack.
Absolutely. A struggle bus on the struggle street for sure for DRX so far. As now blades up for Artis. Tons of ults here for both sides, really. Stacks with that rolling thunder. Mako will get tricky with those TPs from time to time with the Omen. It's definitely got to keep your eyes out for that. But I like what DRX is doing here. I was just thinking this, that let's take some garage space. Let's try to put some pressure down. Sam going to get noted by the turret, able to clear it without taking any damage, but he gets the opener, and Artis with the follow-up.
A quick check around the corner, and Buzz is gone. Stack's only able to find Victor, but he's tacking down to 21 HP. The spray through one to Zest knocks him down to 43, and already it just feels like this timeout is being worked to absolute perfection against DRX.
NRG read him. They kind of had a pretty good idea that this was going to be the change in
and
FNS.
it just keeps getting worse. Stack's now gone. Spike picked up. Mako, it's in his hands. They're going to start drifting over towards the A site here. Smoke, maybe they're trying to fake that they're going to find some presence here onto B. But NRG, they don't need to really shift anybody onto A. They can play reactively. They know that they're in this 4v2. They know that Zest is low on health. Could just gather up, look to flood the site, not take any risks.
Cover going out. Blinding.
Smoke now in. Rotations will start to come through. Paranoia used just in case. They'll find themselves with an empty site. As Mako goes for the plant.
10 seconds left.
No contact off of that Paranoia or anything like that. Mako going to readjust. Still has his ult. Don't think he'll have much of a chance to use it. Zest with a couple shock darts in the Owl drone. See if they can get something done with this reckoning now. Mako going to be in a tricky spot. Zest going to maneuver into help.
And I mean, that's a hell of a lot of respect being shown here as Mako ends up on top of the box, not with any obfuscation. The smoke was off, the defuse comes in. 4 members still strong. His energy get themselves up to 5 and continue to just strangle DRX out of this map.
Yeah, they're just on one right now. Again, this is time and time again. Every time we came to this map, I would just think, okay, you know, in previous years, in previous events at Kilios, I'd be like, all right, DRX has a chance. Like, they're really good at Haven. But every time, it feels like this team, you know, Chet, FNS, and these guys, they have such a good read on DRX. And frankly, DRX makes it easy.
Yeah.
There's no trickery here. Every time DRX commits to something in the early round, that's basically what they're doing. And there's, you know, NRG can then overcommit to some of these early pushes to punish DRX out in that space, because once they get contact from one, you pretty much guaranteed there's at least 1 or 2 others.
I mean, it just feels like they started off, you know, talking about readability. DRX, they used to be like hieroglyphics. We're like, how do you read this? They have been translated down and down and down now into like a children's book. And NRG are just happy to go ahead and take a quick little peruse through the pages. Now though, Sight being attacked. Mako finding finesse. Buzz down to a sliver of HP as the dart goes flying. Artis up on top of Lumber, managing to find one. Victor back. Sight looking to anchor it down. Finds 2. Snarby though trying back. Now Artis still standing. And Zest so very low. Just doesn't have any legs to stand on. 6-1. The slaughter continues.
I don't know what to tell you. This isn't... NRG is all there, basically, at this site right away. They're ready for this retake. They've got crossfires for days, and yeah, a couple really nice shots, a couple nice reactions from DRX, but then they start pushing back site, and there's 3 guns just pointed all right on that edge. I don't know what to tell you. It's too easy to react to this for NRG. There's just, again, there's no change of direction. There's no utility place to kind of try to confuse. A lot of the what I call like leading utility, like maybe the Owl drone, or again the fault lines, or the Paranoia, some of the utility that kind of signal that executes are happening, aren't being used in any way to try to confuse NRG. They're just being used on executes. And yeah, sure, we know DRX is good executes, but if you just give them that space, don't get caught up in the mess that is their executes, then you're fine. Then you play retake, and good teams will punish them every time.
Doug was making mention of, you know, this map in particular. 3 sites, finesse as your IGL, how much it can make you stand out. Well, right now, the way that things are going, it seems like he is just continuing to have that absolute perfect read. DRX trying to make something happen, a push up in the garage, they clear out some of the util, getting rid of that alarm bot, that KJ turret that stops them from, you know, having Artis play contact off of it there on the C site. Looks like a drone up into the pit. We'll draw out a snake bite here from the side of Finesse, but the rest of DRX going to start moving their way forward. The spike planted here on B. Can they get into their post-plant position? Mako trying to watch from behind. Victor creeping up. Spots him, but doesn't hit that headshot. Paranoia going to be let loose. Victor manages to dodge out on it. Well, the retake continues. Triple approach through the garage. Artis feel like he's ready to lead the charge. Finesse spotting Zest. Looks to zone him back as the lockdown is going to be invested. Use the creep up. Mako spotting him. Stack's going to be good for one. Let's Finesse now out of the fight. Stack's traded up. Victor finding that elimination. Now they start going for the defuse. Hunter's Fury coming across. Zez looking to go ahead and displace them. They get it to half, however, so it's still in a winnable position. The push up, the stun. RB able to find one. Time dwindling. Mako sprays him off one. And Zest will fall, but so too does Victor. And it took everything that they had, but DRX will be able to get a second round win on the board.
And everything in the kitchen sink here for DRX to get a win, but. The way they start this round is way better. They're making attention across all three sites. You've got Mako faking footsteps over at C. You've got the pressure by garage door. You've got Zest using some of his utility to keep FNS at bay. This is much better here from DRX this round. Good call here by Stacks. Good adjustment, but is it too little too late? If they can run 6 more together, that's great. But again, just like on Pearl Achilleos, DRX generally is slightly better on their attacker half on Haven than their defender side. But again, it's international. It does kind of sometimes play out a little bit differently. We'll see if they can start to string things together. And they're kind of going back to this again. They're gonna fan out across the map. They're gonna try to bait out some utility here from NRG, buy some opportunity, buy some time. See if maybe they can get a pick. Now that Trailblazer out on the other side of the map here, yes, is going to spot Zest. But he's the only one spotted out of that. That got pretty deep. So a smoke sent to try to fool him, but this is full on looking like another B hit from DRX. But they did fool
Rolling
him.
Thunder available. Did they decide to commit that just to get themselves into the site? Now just going to flash out. Buzz up over the top. The spray coming through. Fault line does help shove some back, but decent damage dealt here. DRX's jet. Spike now going to be planted. Lockdown a Rolling Thunder. Still in their back pocket. You can see again, this time they're very wary. They're worried about these flanks. Only Crashies who's attempting it for now is RB dropping the lockdown right outside of B site, just looking to buy them some extra space, some extra time, and make this that much more unassailable for NRG. Finesse has to pull away. Gets himself out to safety. Buzz trying to go on the hunt. No, actually no. He did end up getting caught, but it looks like Buzz doesn't want to overstep. Instead, pushes out, but it's just a bit too late. It's a little bit of minor damage down onto Victor, but finally, NRG realized, yeah, we've been outpaced on this one. The time buy from the side of DRX was just a bit too good. It will allow them to rack up that third round.
This is really good now for DRX. They might be able to bring this back and get this, you know, in a much more respectable state here coming towards the end of this first half. Still have that Rolling Thunder for kind of change pace, whatever it may be. And let's see what they want to do.
It looks like they want to go big.
Well, yeah, it does look like something of that nature, but that cascade early here from Zom, kind of anticipating some pressure towards that window. Trying, I think, to get some space here for Artis to do some work with this operator. He is continuing to push up around this corner. Zest has to be really careful. He is. That's a really good owl drone.
A botch on that tailwind. Get out the safety, but they're not pinching through to try to take him down. Could have been a big opportunity for a punish, but they're not certain, you know, who is there? Is he peeking alone? Is there 2-3 players backing him up? Is, oh boy, RB. Knife in hand, trying to get tucked here into the corner. Swings around, finds Crashy, some will trade it back. Headshot in reply as they now turn their sights over here towards the C side. Rolling Thunder not catching him in finesse. He gets himself back into the site, spraying across, looking for Buzz, but Buzz fights him just a little bit faster. Oh, broken. A warning shot perhaps here from Artis as Mako gets knocked down to 58. It looks like they're still very suspicious about it, and they are rightfully correct about it here. As I throw out some more redundancies, they spray him down, they find the wallbang shot. A single shock dart sent to try to buy some space, some time. Would have been able to get the kill on a Victor, but he wasn't playing here on it. Artis up over the top, gets one with the operator. Stacks sets up for a second, but now Buzz needs to try to clutch this one out. He's approaching from garage. Artis trying to get the read on it. Swings out, Buzz finds the perfect timing. Gets the kill, brings it to within 2. NRG still up, 6-4. It's starting to dwindle.
Yeah, this is really, really well handled at the very end. I really like what NRG does here. They get right behind that rolling thunder. It's just off of their position enough that they can wait for it and immediately start taking space. But Buzz has a phenomenal response to start spraying in there, getting that opening kill, giving them the ability to get this plant down. Huge hold from Stax to find 2. And then Artis has to drop the op to try to go for this defuse. Buzz is repositioning. He's got a smile on his face. Really nicely handled there.
Artis.
Oh boy.
Okay, the jiggle from Mako. It's a little bit of damage, but I think he'd very much prefer that compared to the alternative. Just trying to see, is Artis going to continue to push up? The answer is no, because Artis is not named something nor Kong Kong. So.
Well, he might get some utility into Cubby. Yeah, I think the fault line might come through here onto the Cubby or something. Yeah. So, you know what?
Opposite split. Artis still in a position to try to catch him, but turns away from the flash, and then Buzz again finds the timing. Exiting out of the cloud burst, Artis was trying to get somebody else pushing their way into the site, but it's a quick response. NRG, the other 4 players are here. Victor finding some value initially. Mako going to be taken down. Victor finds a second. Buzz going to be eliminated as well. Now Crashies gets involved as Zest will fall. 2 players left, Stax and RB. They try to get them in this one. The spike not stranded on the site. RB caught in an awkward position between a rock and a hard place, and he gets crunched, as will Stax. NRG with this quick rotates, the quick response, managed to bring it back. Yes, they lose 3, but they put up a 7th round win, so the best that DRX can now hope for is a 5th.
Yeah, and even though Artis is dealt with here, it's just kind of bait. I mean, DRX just completely bites on this. They're like, we can isolate Artis, we can take him down, we know how to get this. You know, and they have a great setup there. They use the fault line to clear Cubby, okay, and then the flash to keep Artis pinned down around that left-hand corner, and Buzz is going to find that kill, but then, like you're saying, Achilleos, it's just all hands on deck for NRG right away. They know that there isn't anything else that's going to happen here. DRX is committing, and they punish it.
Looking for the orb, it will be taken. Sam, though, pinged out. And that's going to be the aftershock to try to clear through. Up over the top goes Buzz, and he gets the punish. Sam so desperately wanting to try to get that ult online. Well, now he's going to be dead. Crashies, however, holding down from hell. 3 quick kills. 7 HP and a drill with the spike is stranded. And he brings this back into a monstrous advantage.
I'm shocked. I can't believe it. I mean, that's incredible from him, but Mako there just dropping down and makes the first kill pretty easy. Able to isolate a couple others.
Finesse in heaven, looking like he's going to be ready to play off the back of this pop flash that Crashies has set up. Hard corner to the check. RB will manage to find 1. The blind comes across, and Zest is left out to dry. Finesse finds him. Crashies gets the other for a 4K to close out the half, 8-4.
Well, it's going to have to be one hell of a defender side here for DRX to get this done. And, you know, Mako TP'd up there, and he had kind of control of heaven there. Could have just locked it down, let the rest of his team sort of clear that space, maybe get the plant down, you know, keep Crashies kind of stuck back there a little bit. Instead, they try to...
After being down the same way the DRX is right now, we're saying, can they get that pistol win? DRX now going to very much do the same now that they shift over to the defending side, which is where they were able to put up those 8 rounds on Pearl. So we'll see if that's going to be able to transition very similarly here to Haven. But for now, it's going to be this triple creep out into mid. Stax lingering back on B site for a little bit of extra reinforcement, but it seems like RB, situated in garage, going to make the call as the turret plays contact. That it is going to be just a straight up C hits.
Yeah, and Victor's going to tuck back into spawn as all of DRX now swinging in from garage and spawn themselves.
Stun's good, but covering fires there. Finesse from behind finds Buzz. RB going to be taken out as well. Oh, the reveal is massive. Stax only able to find 1 off the back of it. Now gets another. Turns over to Artis, but Sam catches him off guard. Just too many targets to Sam again. Putting up solid figures. 3 kills for him, but Zest gets the 2-tap, but Sam is just a little bit better. Finds 4. That is NRG taking another step towards closing this out to getting a 2-0 over DRX for the very first time.
That's a potential backbreaker here for DRX. A close one there by Zest at the end. Some great utility usage by Zest in this round as well to make this retake even remotely possible here, because DRX was just getting shut down at the point of attack. I mean, this is nasty from Zest, but cannot quite swing in time to find the third. And yeah, Sam, nod of the head, some fist bumps. Having a very, very solid performance here. All of NRG out ahead of it. And, well, Buzz is gone.
Just trying to catch him off guard, but it's just far too many people. Only a classic in hand. Mako creeping back out of sewer. Looks like NRG given the anti-eco, just given they already have a pick. Not going to be too dissuaded for shifting away from this site. Push coming out, Artist just sprays to win. Mako taken out.
Well, this has kind of been a time, something that does hurt DRX. Sam is going to deal with Zest. Now, Stack's going to get behind the box. I don't think this is going to fool Artist in the least.
And he's been healed up, so yeah, Artist, the nice and easy headshot, leaving just RB with that Sheriff. Manages to find one, but Artist will find four. 10-4, now the scoreline. And this is it, this is everything. DRX need to win this round to try to run it back.
100%. The most important bonus you'll ever play is DRX right now. As they try to get through and find some stability. But right now it's just NRG clicking. I mean, you know, the way that NRG also like sprays so many angles, sprays smokes when they're attacking, when they're retaking, just kind of anticipating the positioning of DRX. This happens to DRX a lot these days. You can spray DRX through smokes. Paper X does this quite often now as well. You can find some value. A little return fire from DRX this time through the smokes, but Flash is going to back them off as NRG is fully setting up here for this A hit. A recon dart from Zest confirming that there is still presence, but no rotations really. A slight shift of weight from DRX over towards the B site now. Alarm bot at the front to watch for that. Stack's getting set up as kind of in a pivot position with this breach to be able to kind of use that utility either at A or B if necessary. He's just going to push off that. Ooh, I thought he was going to maybe try to get underneath that owl drone.
This good tag does get slowed up, but the approach still continues. Zest tucked into the corner, Buzz up top, staring down towards sewer, where only Finesse will grace his sights. The rest of the team ready to just go ahead, shove forward. Identify that Zest in a forward spot, spam through the wall. Artist finds the elimination. Buzz now tucked in off the flank. Just trying to catch him, and with that, they say, you know what? I think we pulled enough rotations. It's time to cut.
Just brilliant. I mean, DRX had fully committed. Mako is kind of standing over there in Link, but this is free. Cove as well. Not much that can be done about this. They're going to start spraying into it, but it doesn't matter.
And they are just absolutely drowning them right now. RB gone. The Stinger finds the elimination. Turret cleared out. 3 members left. Weapon advantage technically there, but it's so many angles to try to clear out, and Artist finds Stack, sprays through to find Mako as well. As if it wasn't brutal enough. No relenting, no mercy shown at all. NRG, they want to finish this right here, right now. Buzz just stuck in the attacking spawn, seeing if he can find anything to stop this from being a flawless, but as we know, inevitably, the spike is just going to go off, and that's going to be NRG moving up to 11 rounds.
It's just perplexing in a way from DRX. I mean, look, I want to give NRG all the credit in the world. This is a great call here to pull back and readjust to B. It completely bamboozles DRX. I mean, this is just quintessential FNS. He does this all the time to DRX. So many times throughout history, he's pushing and pulling DRX around this map on their attacker side. And he does it again. And what really kind of frustrates me about this round for DRX is the positioning of Zap. Just phenomenal stuff today from NRG. Just thoroughly impressed with how well prepared they are here for this Haven. You can see why they definitely wanted to lean right into this, and it's an awkward buy for DRX. Still have enough in the next round to do what they need to do, but that flash is gonna buy a lot of space here. Mako trying to get out of dodge, get some reinforcements. It's just RB with him.
Yeah, they identify both of them. The fight comes down, it's on the vulnerable, but again, the spray through. Mako getting sprayed through smokes just has not been a great duo here today for him. Spray coming out, RB only gonna be able to find one Som. Takes him out, the site now completely open. Buzz arriving with their wisely, planting on the backside of the site. They expect that this flank is gonna be coming through from the attacker side. Buzz up close, instantly snaps on for one, but cannot get crashes. That leaves just Zest now all on his lonesome. The dart over the top, the reveal on one. Cannot get the weaker player, and Sam will take him down. 12-4, match point locked in for NRG. One more to go. They will stay in, and DRX will be going home.
Just brilliant. I mean, a brilliant kind of counter use of the timeout here by NRG. They exactly like you said here, Kilios. They read this so well. They're able to take quite a bit of space. Just Mako on his own, able to kind of take advantage of that. The rotations here from DRX, because they come so late, they anticipate that it's coming from the long C side, from the attacker's side, and they set up on the other side. Just brilliant. There's no other way to put this. This is a masterclass from NRG on this map.
There's no ults to work through here for the side of DRX. Nothing to give them a little bit more of a boon, that confidence. Buzz finding one, continuing to play forward. The shot does get whipped, and now the crunch comes in. Stacks arriving, find one, spots Victor, knows that he's in the corner, drags across for the headshot. At least answer back in additional round, but it's 7 consecutive that DRX need if they want to take this to overtime, where they fail to do so on Pearl. You can see still some smiles here from the players. I don't know if there's too much to smile about.
And it's not like there isn't precedence for DRX having a run back like that at Kilios. They've done it before. We've been there.
They have.
We were there at the WCG game, the WGC, excuse me. The team that, you know, Pacific, it was Paper X, but Paper X had hit another level, and now VCT Pacific fans, let's pray to the immigration gods that we can get something here.
Get out of my way.
Be a fast turnaround on that one, but here we go. This could very well be the end of it all, and NRG are looking to hit this side fast and hard. Force up the high ground. There is Buzz, the op in hand. He's not ready, but no, he's still moving forward. Op shot goes wide. Artist not going to be clipped by that one. Hunter's Fury now going to be unleashed. Zest fishing for something, fishing for a tag, but he's just going to be coming up shy. Nothing biting the line this time. And the rest of NRG have flooded their way into the A site now. His Artist will stay on a linger. Spotting Stacks, knows he's tucked away. They should have identified each other. A warning shot, perhaps. His Artist is just going to go ahead and rotate around. Still is going to be in range, though. On bot.
It's genius. They bait out the Hunter's Fury, and they get the plant for free. They don't lose a single player.
I think the alarm bot was recalled. I don't think it was destroyed. RB's still a little bit wary about this, but now he's making his way in through the spawn.
Oh, no.
Cutting around from behind. The Rolling Thunder cuts across. Does manage to connect on the 2. Players, though, still avoiding being stunned up, and even with those stuns, they're not flooding them fast enough to try to find kills on the back of it. Crashes with the pop flash, swings out to the corner, eats a full flash. RB able to find one. The approach from behind. Artist mows them down, and he drags them over the line. They lost sight of the enemy jet, and when he struck, it was far too late. A 4K to finish them off. 13-5. This time, it is not going.